Welcome everyone, it's time to cruise away right now with the only show on TV that allows you to take in amazing holidays from the comfort of your own home. And you can book our offers today with a simple toll-free call. I'm Derek, this is Joe, and over the next 30 minutes, get ready for some of our most popular holiday options, which you can secure today from as little as $500 per person as a deposit.
Now, coming up, your chance to experience the springtime of Japan. We're talking cherry blossom season for a fabulous getaway in March next year. We'll be taking you on board a brand new cruise ship with your opportunity to see the best of the Mediterranean next February as well. And we'll round off the show with one of the most popular trans-Pacific itineraries that takes you from Hawaii to Australia. But before we take you on board, let us introduce you to one of the biggest names in Australian travel.
Here at Cruiseaway, we've been sending Australian travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 25 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all major cruise lines, sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So, if you're ready, let's go cruising.
Are you ready? That's the question.
Oh.
We are ready. We were born ready for this.
So ready. I tell you what, you are so lucky as well, because this show is perfectly timed. You've caught it just at the right time, because Japan is what we're talking next. And being in Japan at that key time of year, I mean, you can go to Japan all year round. We can take you to Japan all year round, but there's a particular sweet spot in the Japanese year, which is when the cherry blossoms emerge, and there is just this mass of cherry blossom festivals that go on.
Yes.
It's a very expensive time to be in Japan as well, let me tell you. So what we are doing right now is doing advanced planning for this time next year, so we can get a great deal locked in right now, so you won't be looking at an opportunity at the back end of this year and paying over the odds to be in Japan when everyone wants to be there. And one more thing here as well, because you're cruising, you're seeing much more than just one single place, one cherry blossom festival.
Yeah.
You get to see many and plenty, which I think is amazing. So that is our opening offer, our foreword of our book of holidays.
What a book of holidays it is.
I know, right?
What we have coming up for you. Okay, so let's start with that incredible opening offer that you mentioned. And the title of this one is Springtime in Japan, 18 nights on the 17th of March next year, right in really the prime time of sakura season, the cherry blossom. We're going to fly you from Sydney to Tokyo, and you're going to start the holiday with a 3-night pre-cruise stay in the amazing cosmopolitan hub of Tokyo, Japan. What an exciting and amazing city. Whether it's the Shibuya crossing you're visiting, where over 10,000 people cross at any one time right there. You've got to take those pictures. Or heading to Sensochi, or the Shingon-Goen National Garden, or perhaps some of the amazing shrines on offer. You'll just be awe-inspired, I think, with everything that Tokyo has to offer. You've even got Disneyland there to visit, should you want to go.
Who'd have thought it, eh? There's a Disneyland there. Of course, all the trains are on time. It's an absolute given
always,
there. And you can be taking a bullet train experience. You can also pick up all the latest electronic gadgets and whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can go to the ancient markets as well. I think that's the great thing about Tokyo. The more you see it, the more you want to see it, I think. It's one of those cities that feels like once is never enough. But I tell you what, a brilliant opportunity. And then it is time to cruise. So we've had 3 nights in a Tokyo hotel, and now we've got 2 weeks worth of cruising with a cruise line you've worked with many times, haven't you,
and this
Jo?
very vessel, the Westerdam. I was on there for a whole season, and she really felt like home for me, and she'll feel like home for you as well. Gorgeous ship. The lovely thing about Holland America Line, it's unfussy cruising. What I mean by that is it's a real focus on the quality of service and just the fact that you're there to voyage and enjoy more than the razzmatazz, shall I say. And I don't mean that in a way that is negative in any way. It's actually really for the positive on Holland America Line. The spaces are gorgeous. It's like a luxury boutique hotel. You've also got that quality of gorgeous sort of traditional wood beams, like a beautiful yacht in certain areas of the ship. And when it comes to indulging and relaxing, nobody does it better than Holland America Line. Let me tell you, up in their incredible spa, you have a huge array of treatments on offer, and it might just be that you want to go to the thermal suite and lie back on one of those thalassotherapy beds, have a lovely massage, or perhaps head to the sauna after a busy day in port. And you might want to pick up some room service. You know, have somebody bring your gorgeous food to you and kick back and watch a movie. And I mention this because you might not think about doing that on a cruise. You might feel that there's loads of things, you have to do things all the time. You really don't. You can tailor make it however you would like to create your adventure. Choose your own adventure.
That's a good point, actually.
And because you're going to be probably busy sightseeing in a lot of ports because there's so much to see, that's a lovely thing to do at the end of the day.
Well,
it really is.
You talk about as well, you might do a movie night type of thing when you're at home normally, so you can kind of recreate that on your cruise. But conversely, if you're like me, and I struggle with the other end of the day, which is the morning. If you fancy quite a brunch appearance, then you can. That's the great thing. You can really pace this holiday as you want to. You've got fine dining, you've got grab and go, you've got a really nice kind of relaxed home from home feel that just feels easy breezy all the way through. It looks lovely.
And Derek, we are going to be cruising out of Yokohama, the port for Tokyo, and heading at sea to beautiful Osaka, which is a very famous port in Japan, known for the Osaka Castle and the Temposen Ferris wheel. Get a selfie up there as well.
And the blossoms.
And the blossoms, of course, blossoms galore in every port. Kochi is our next port for the gorgeous castle. And of course, like you mentioned, Derek, there's going to be the cherry blossom festivals as well to go and visit into Hiroshima, where you can see the beautiful Peace Memorial Park awash with blossoms and springtime balloons. That would be amazing. Into Busan, South Korea, to diversify a little bit here, which is great. They're known for their fish. Head to the fish market or the amazing temple, the Haedong Temple. Then on to Sakaminato, where you can see the Mutsu Castle or perhaps the Izumo Grand Shrine, which is just beautiful. And this is a famous fish port too. Suguro is our next port. By the waterfront, you've got incredible early 20th century red brick buildings and a gorgeous diorama of the city. Teiyama is where we're heading to next, and you have got that gorgeous glass art museum right there to visit. But of course, make sure you take in as many cherry blossoms as possible. Niigata is where we can visit the Yahiko Shrine or perhaps the Northern Culture Museum, which is lovely. And then we are on to Oturu for perhaps a little taste of whiskey. There's a whiskey distillery there, but they're known for their hot springs. A lot of these places in Japan are very geothermal. Hakodate is going to be our penultimate port, our last port, where there's a sumo museum. That would be interesting, actually. Then we're back into Yokohama, and we have included your transfer from the cruise port back to the airport, so that's all included, and we will fly you back to Sydney. But also, if you need another airport, or if you need a little extra time and you want to stay or extend your stay or go somewhere else, speak to our team about that. But amazing places to visit, of course, all the while going to Japan in one of the most important times of the year, the cherry blossom or sakura season. Amazing.
That picture on the right hand side there, honestly, is just a dream, isn't it? And I hope that dream becomes a reality for you as well, because this is magical. This is a time of year where everyone wants to go, because it's funny, isn't it? Because it's blossom from trees, but it's so much more than that. The festivals, the feeling, the atmosphere, it just adds so much more, and that's why everyone wants to be here at this time of the year. You may even, who knows, you may even catch that sweet spot day where the petals are kind of raining down and everyone is there with their umbrellas on these amazing festivals. Honestly, it's like something you have never ever experienced before. Now, this is for March next year. As I said, this is an expensive time of year to be in Japan. So rather than doing a one-centered holiday, which could cost you an absolute fortune, especially for March and April, they're one of the biggest holiday season times in terms of spend for Japan. what we're doing is we're putting the arrangements in place right now for next year, which is brilliant. So we can be talking on this, a deposit now of just $800 each, which is wonderful. And the whole package, which I honestly, again, for the breadth of travel across Japan and beyond here as well, it's just under $5,000 each, which I have to tell you, opened my eyes a little bit, because I know that when you try and make arrangements for particularly this time of year, prices can rocket. But of course, because you're on a cruise and you're seeing so many different destinations, what an amazing experience this is for the money that you've got here. And just $800 each today is your deposit, so you can lock in that great deal right now. Flights included, stay included, cruise included. Amazing. Here's the details anyway, and I tell you what, you've got one of the best cruise lines to take this kind of experience with as well. By the way, when we were going through the itinerary, if you were thinking, well, I haven't heard of there, and I haven't heard of there, and I've never been there, don't worry, because there's lots and lots of information, one on our website right now that you can go and look at with all the itinerary details, and two, the cruise line will have lots of excursion opportunities for you as well. So you can book those either in advance, you can book them while you're on board. There's lots of information as well. There are lectures and presentations about the places you're about to go to while you're cruising, which is really, really good. So don't worry about that unfamiliarity. Just go for the experience, because you are going to very much be glad that you did that, especially at this time of the year as well, which is such a magical time of the year. We can take you to Japan at many other times of the year as well, but springtime is particularly special if you're heading to that region. Now listen, thanks for joining us. Derek and Joe with you for half an hour of amazing cruise holidays with Cruise Away. And if we are new to you, well, we have been around for a long time.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with Cruiseaway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today, and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. Cruiseaway, you know you want to.
And you know you can now, because we've been around in the business for a long time. Should we talk a new cruise ship right now? Because that will definitely pique the interest of lots of cruise fans, because there's something about a new cruise ship and kind of being there as soon as you possibly can that is rather exciting. I have to say, we've been very lucky to have filmed on some brand new cruise ships as they launch over the years. And there is that kind of, I've got the badge, I was there at the beginning.
I know, it's very fancy.
Yeah,
it feels very exclusive. And you get to be part of that exclusive crew, because Princess Cruise Line's for you right now on the adventure, really, of a lifetime. This is Aegean Sun on a brand new cruise ship. 17 nights on the 15th of February next year. You're going to fly from Sydney to Rome and spend 2 nights in your Rome hotel in the Eternal City.
Wonderful.
Lovely. Great, yeah, nice time of year to visit as well, because it's a little bit quieter in just late winter European, but it's actually really lovely. I really like going to Italy at this time of year.
Oh yeah,
you often get the sun still.
Yeah. And you're not standing in queues all day long to see the attractions. And you know, when you go to the Colosseum, once you're standing outside of it, you want to just get in there, don't you? And 100%. See it, because it's immense and awesome. It really is.
Mind-blowing.
Yes.
I mean, it's just absolutely the sheer magnitude, the scale of the Colosseum, but that's just one of many ruins. You'll casually be walking around and see, you know, ruins from 3,500 years ago, left, right and centre. And that's the incredible thing about Europe.
And they had no cranes back then. How did they do all of this? It's just mind-blowing.
How did what came first, the chicken or the egg? I mean, we could get into a discussion here, couldn't we? After your 2-night stay in Rome, you are boarding a brand new ship, the Sun Princess, and she's first in a brand new class. She's going to be launched, I mean, literally, you'll be on there like a week after the launch, which is incredible.
Wowzers.
goodness. Yeah, they haven't bought a new Clarter ship out in years, so this is a big thing for Princess. And if you know anything about Princess, maybe you've cruised on Princess in the past, you'll know that they are the absolute epitome of classic elegance in the cruise market. And there's so many people that come back cruise after cruise because they're loyal to this cruise brand because of the performance left, right and center, whether it's spa, whether it's dining, whether it's bar service, entertainment, it's all second to none. And just look at these spaces.
All of your familiar favourites as well. So if you cruise with Princess already, this is a brand new ship with your favourite elements of Princess still there, still pride of place as well. So we are cruising a week after launch out of Rome to Sicily.
Absolutely, into Sicily, into beautiful Messina, where you can see the cathedral there with the anatomical clock. Taormina is just a stone's throw away, as is Mount Etna. Onto Corfu, where you can stroll the old streets and maybe head to the market, pick up some bargains. Nice little thing to do when you're there. We're on into Santorini, where you must take a cable car from the ship docks up to the town of Tira and stroll the whitewashed back streets for a spot of shopping and gorgeous dining. Onto Kusadasi, the port for Ephesus, the ancient city in Turkey, ancient Roman city actually, and great shopping as well right there at the port. Before we head to Piraeus, which is the port for Athens, and everything that has to offer, including the Acropolis, Parthenon and the museum to match. I mean, it's amazing, this history tour we're on. On to Naples, where you can visit Pompeii, the ancient city, maybe Capri, or head up to Vesuvius, of course, the volcano that started it all. Then we're back into Rome for a further 2 fabulous nights. I'm loving the fact you get 4 nights total in Rome, because you know what that allows you to do? Hop on a train and visit other destinations in Italy easily.
Yes, yeah, you could. Lots of places you could go to, and you could definitely make time for a full day trip to the Vatican City, because that honestly is incredible. I didn't know when I went to Vatican City. I thought, well, I don't really know a lot about the history here.
Because that's the Sistine Chapel where that is, yeah.
Absolutely. And walking around that, honestly, the feeling that you have just absorbing the atmosphere of being in the Vatican City as well is quite awe-inspiring. It does literally take your breath away, and you think, hang on a second, I'm struggling to understand how I am affected by simply being in a place, and you really are. Being in the Sistine Chapel, honestly, is an incredible experience. I mean, Rome is amazing, and what I would say to you is use this time of an evening when you're in a Rome hotel, do the promenading, walk around the city, watch all the starlings flying around, go into the local restaurants as well, go see where the locals eat, go 2 or 3 streets back in Italy.
Derek, I feel like I'm in a movie, just honestly, even hearing that all.
It's brilliant. Well, lots of movie locations, of course, you'll recognise in Rome as well. One of the recent James Bond film, which completely escapes me right now. It's one where they chase around in cars.
Something about only living twice.
That was always done in Rome as well, wasn't it? Not too many years ago, with Daniel Craig charging around in a silver car. Anyway, listen. Do you fancy this? I think I do as well, actually. It's an amazing opportunity, and we can talk a low deposit down on this one as well. We are talking February next year. So let me show you the price tag first, because I have to tell you that you could, I think, easily spend this by taking the flights, going over, half-decent hotel in Rome, plus all the extra things that you would have to pay out for if you were on a regular land-based holiday, all the food and da-da-da-da-da-da. Here, you've got like a mini break in Rome. Yes, split into 2 nights before the cruise, 2 after, but then you have got that amazing cruise which is taking you here, there and everywhere. Just under $5,500 each, or just $500 each today as a deposit gets this locked in for you, because there are price rises coming in travel, left, right and centre and worldwide. This gets your ducks in a row right now for a holiday that happens the best part of a year away. Let's take a quick look at the details on this one then for you, and I'll talk to you about what's included. So your flight from Sydney, and this package is based on Sydney flights. Let us know if you want to fly from another city, but based on this, the flight from Sydney to Rome included 2 nights in a Rome hotel before the cruise. Then your cruise is 10 nights, cruising the Med, of course, with Princess on the brand new Sun Princess. She will be a week in operation when you board. How exciting is that? And you're cruising the Med and the Greek Isles, including a day in Athens there as well. You'll cruise on to Rome, then leave Sun Princess for another 2 nights in a hotel, included in the package price as well, and that flight back from Sydney. All of that from $5,499, or a $500 deposit each today right now. Call us, because this is already very, very popular. I've said it before and I'll say it again on these shows, that 2024 as a year is filling up quickly, and it's because people are making their plans further and further in advance. And I understand why. We were frustrated out of our holidays for a good couple of years, weren't we? And now we're making up for lost time. So we're doing that planning more in advance. We also know we're getting better deals by planning in advance, because prices will rise between now and when we go on our holidays. The prices of the holidays will be very, very different. And that's why it's important to book right now as soon as you can. Okay, right, here endeth the sermon. Right, next up, let's change cruise lines again. Oh, lucky people. You're going to be with Royal Caribbean on the Quantum class as well, you lucky people.
Yes, this is our last offer, and last but certainly not least for you today.
No way, yeah.
As we, like you mentioned, head on to the fantastic Quantum for a Trans-Pacific from Honolulu. This is 18 nights, and you're going to be heading out on the 8th of October later this year. We are going to fly you from Brisbane to Hawaii for a 2-night pre-cruise stay in the capital of Hawaii, the island of Oahu, Honolulu, baby. This is a beautiful island with fantastic shopping, gorgeous beaches, wonderful snorkeling. They have the world famous Hanauma Bay, where you can literally go in ankles deep and see the most gorgeous tropical fish fluttering around your feet. There's Pearl Harbor there, of course, to see, which is a very eye-opening and amazing historical site. Then you can take a little hike up to Diamond Head and see gorgeous views over the whole of Honolulu. And don't forget Waikiki Beach, the world famous surf destination. Maybe you want to take a sunset sail while you're there, head out and swim with dolphins or sea turtles. It is an amazing place, Hawaii, full of lush, tropical, natural beauty, geothermal as well, so there's hot springs and all of that fun stuff, and great shopping. Now, after your 2-night stay in beautiful Honolulu, we're boarding Quantum of the Seas for 18 amazing nights.
Oh, you'll love her.
Yeah.
Absolutely love her. If you haven't been on one of these Royal Caribbean ships in the Quantum class yet, be ready for a treat, because it's thrills and spills. It's visually wonderful. It's got a massive array of dining, restaurants, innovations as well. They were one of the, I think the Quantum class was the first to have the robotic bars,
Absolutely.
the bionic bars on board, and they are brilliant. They draw quite a crowd of an evening, and they are real working bars as well, by the way. You can invent your own cocktails, or, you know, have one of the classics there. But honestly, it draws a crowd every night.
Hard-working robots there.
Absolutely.
Making your cocktails. They were the first for many things. They have the highest viewpoint at sea, which is higher than the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It's the North Star. It pivots around the ship. 360-degree views. It's incredible. They have Dodgem cars, a trapeze, simulators. You've actually got skydiving on board, right? iFly. You've got a surf rider. You've got a rock climbing wall. There's roller skating. Then that isn't even including the children's centre, which is Adventure Ocean, which, you know, the kids could go off and enjoy for the day. So if you are travelling with the family, this is a great one, actually, because they will be so entertained. You don't even have to worry about them.
And the big kids can still do the bumper cars as well, which is brilliant.
Yes. We're cruising out of Honolulu and straight into the fabulous island of Tahiti, French Polynesia, Papeete, where you can go to the Arahola blowhole or enjoy the beautiful museums there. Moorea's our next port. Great little lookout there in the Belvedere Lookout, and go to a traditional village, perhaps. The Tiki Village is really interesting. You might want to feed some stingrays. Onto Raiatea. Now, this is known as Cradle of the Gods, because you have got Tapu Tapu Tea, the largest and most important religious site in Polynesia right there. Port Vila, Vanuatu is where we're heading to next for that gorgeous blue lagoon. Just look at the water, isn't it? Paradise. Then we're going to be cruising into Brisbane, where guess what? You just get to walk off the ship, speak to our team about getting a national flight if you need to. But how brilliant is it that, yeah, you fly out, enjoy Hawaii, you're cruising right back into Australia, and along the way, we'll be enjoying French Polynesia and Vanuatu, which is brilliant. And crossing the international date line, which is kind of a bit mind-blowing as well. Very cool, cool phenomenon. But what a trip.
And the great thing about this itinerary is that there are plenty of sea days on it as well. That was my highlight as well. I mean, the destinations, don't get me wrong, are brilliant, but having been on the Quantum class ships as well, I know that there's loads that you'll want to do on board. So you'll need those days to be able to do it. The last thing you want to do is come off your cruise at the end thinking, oh, didn't get to do that, didn't get to do that, didn't get to see that, didn't get to eat there. You know what? You've got that time to be able to do all of those things, which you will love, let me tell you. Now, this is for October, and I'm so glad, because we don't have that long to wait for this one. So you know, if you've got it booked now, you know you've got this to look forward to in October. Maybe you'll sneak in a cheeky cruise before that, or another holiday before that. But let me show you one incredible price tag, because this is us working with Royal Caribbean together, like hand in glove, honestly. $3,299 each. Now remember, it's not just the cruise experience here either. There's so much more to this holiday as well. So let's check out the details and let me run you through all the elements here. So your flight from Brisbane to Hawaii, that's included. You've got 2 nights in a fabulous hotel in basically paradise, isn't it, in Honolulu. And then you've got your 18-night cruise, Trans-Pacific on Quantum of the Seas, cruising down to Tahiti and French Polynesia, across the date line to Vanuatu and back to Brisbane on this one. So if you need flights to and from Brisbane, by the way, from other cities, again, talk to the team. We are a travel agent after all, so we will sort that out for you as part of the deal. All you've got to do is pick up your phone and call us right now, and that call is absolutely toll-free. 1300 306 134 is our number. We are here to talk to 7 days a week as well, remember. So bear in mind that our team are incredibly experienced. We've been in the travel business for over 2.5 decades, and that's a long time in travel, let me tell you. To maintain a great reputation through everything that has happened as well, if you think about it, to still be in business is one thing, considering everything that happened, and secondly, to have a really high reputation. It's because globally, our company, not just Cruiseway, but our parent company and our other brands around the world have worked so closely with the cruise industry. And now is the most exciting time to book a cruise holiday. Honestly, there are so many choices. There are so many opportunities. The world is your oyster. Go out there and find it. We will get you holidays that not just take you from A to B and just stay there for 2 weeks. That, you know, let's see the world while we can. We should really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, the world's never seemed closer than with these these incredible cruising opportunities at your fingertips. And because we do everything for you, you don't need to worry. So get chatting to our team, have a look online, make your wish list, and then get booking, because the actual thought of those adventures just around the corner is going to really get you excited. I can't wait for you guys to experience what we have on offer.
Thank you. See you soon.